Hello and welcome to the BSTEC department. You're here watching this video because you need to add credits after the quarter has started. The BSTEC department has a number of classes you can join after the quarter has started, all the way up through the 8th week of the quarter. Some of you know exactly which class you want to take and how many credits you need, and some of you don't. If you know what class you want to take and how many credits you want to add, then you can skip this slide. If you don't, you should pay attention and think about which of these classes is best for you. The most important thing is to take a class that's best for you and your program. This may not always be the easiest class. Most BizTech classes are variable credit, so make sure you know, in addition to the class that you want to take, how many credits you need. BizTech 108 is a very popular class. This is the online learning using Canvas class. It is up to 2 credits. You can take 1 or 2 credits. And this class is very popular because it's coded as a face-to-face class, but it can be completed online. BizTech 110 is a very useful class. This teaches beginning keyboarding and document formatting. This class is variable credit up to 5 credits. If you take the first 2 credits, the first 2 credits are focused on just beginning keyboarding. If you take all 5 credits, that is including keyboarding and document formatting, and you are required to purchase a book for this class. BizTech 118 is also a keyboarding class. This is a different kind of keyboarding class. It's not learning how to use the entire keyboard. It's just focusing on how to use the 10 key, the numbered keypad on the right side of your keyboard. This is not a variable credit class. If you want to take this class, you need to take 2 credits, both credits. BizTech 105 is Introduction to Windows 10 and Computers, again, a popular choice. To take this class, you need to have access to Windows 10. If you don't have access to Windows 10 at home, then you'll be required to complete all of your work here at school. The last 2 classes are BizTech 150 and 155. BizTech 150 is a very useful class. This is learning how to use Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is a 5-credit class, but since it's variable credit, you can take anywhere between 1 and 5 credits. BizTech 155 is all about learning to use PowerPoint to make effective and fun presentations. PowerPoint is a variable credit class, and you can take up to 3 credits. Once you've decided what class you want to take and how many credits you're taking, here's the important stuff. These classes are offered in a very different type of classroom from traditional classes. These classes are offered in what we call the BizTech Modular Classroom. In this classroom, there are no due dates, so you get to work at your own speed, as fast or as slow as you want. So there's a tremendous amount of flexibility with how you manage your time. You can come to your class, your assigned class time, or you can come to another class time if there is space available. Because there is all of this flexibility with how fast or how slow you choose to do your work, we have some very important rules. The first very important rule is that you can only complete 1 credit per week. That means if you are taking 2 credits, you can complete 1 credit in 1 week and the second credit in the next week. You cannot complete 2 credits in 1 week. So that means that if you wait until the end of the quarter, which is week 10, then you'll only be able to complete 1 credit because you're in the last week of the quarter and you can only complete 1 credit per week. I'll cover this again, I'll go over this again on the next slide. The next rule that's very important is that you get a grade for the credits you complete. So if you register for 2 credits, but you only complete 1 credit, you only complete 1 credit of work, that means at the end of the quarter you're going to get a grade for 1 credit, not for 2. The exception to this is BSTEC 118, which is a 2-credit class, and in that class you must complete both credits. However, in all of the other classes that we talked about here, BSTEC 108, 110, 105, and 150, these are variable credit, and you get a grade for the credits that you complete. There's also some rules about when you can turn in homework for your last credit. Homework for your last credit can be turned in no later than the last Friday of the quarter at 10:50 a.m. This is really important because sometimes the last day of the quarter is Monday. Sometimes you think you can turn homework in on Monday because it's the last day of the quarter, but homework for your last credit is due on the last Friday of the quarter at 10:50 a.m. We do not accept any homework during finals week. And in order to turn in homework, you must come to the classroom. So you can do all of your homework from home. You can submit it into Canvas from home, but in order to get your homework graded, you need to come to the classroom. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the credit policy. So there are 10 weeks in the quarter, in most quarters. In summer quarter, there's only 8 weeks in the quarter. So for example, this is summer quarter right now. If you are adding 2 credits of BSTEC 108, we'll just write that down right here, 2 credits of BSTEC 108. That means that according to our rules, you can complete 1 credit per week. So if you are a procrastinator and somebody who puts work off until the very, very end of the quarter, and you wait all the way until week 8, in week 8, you're only going to be able to complete 1 credit because you can complete 1 credit per week. So if you wait all the way until week 8, you're not going to be able to get both credits done. So you would need to start, if you're taking 2 credits, you need to start your first credit no later than week 7 because you can do credit 1 in week 7 and credit 2 in week 8. So week 7 is the latest you can get started and still complete both credits. Of course, I always encourage students to start sooner. For example, if we are in week 3 of the quarter, it's always best to start credit 1 right now and finish credit 1 perhaps in week 5 or 6 and start credit 2. But the reason that we're making this presentation is because a lot of students procrastinate or they wait until the end of the quarter. And you need to understand very clearly that if you wait until the end of the quarter and you are registered for 2 credits, you cannot wait past week 7 if you're going to complete 2 credits. Your first credit can be done in week 7 and your second credit can be done in week 8. If you wait until week 8, you'll only be able to complete 1 credit because of the rule that you can complete 1 credit per week. This is really important, and you need to understand this to make sure that you get all of your work done in a timely manner so we can give you a grade for the number of credits you're registered for. Let's go over another quick example. In this example, you are adding 5 credits. 5 credits, there we go. So and let's just say that it's not summer quarter and it's fall quarter. All right, fall quarter, so we have a full 10 weeks. If you are adding 5 credits and you procrastinate and you wait all the way until week 10, according to the rules, you'll only be able to complete 1 credit because of the 1 credit per week rule. So in order to complete all 5 credits, if you're taking 5 credits, you need to start no later than week 6. So in week 6, you could complete credit 1, credit 2, credit 3, credit 4, and credit 5. So you can see if you start after week 6, then you won't be able to complete all 5 credits. This is really important. If this is not clear to you, please sit down with one of our advisors and have them explain it to you again. Here are a couple other examples from our credit policy that's also really important, which is that you get a grade for the credits that you complete. So for example, you registered for 2 credits, but you ran out of time and you only completed 1 credit. That means at the end of the quarter, you get a grade for 1 credit. The other credit just disappears. All right, it doesn't appear on your transcript anywhere. So let me say that again. If you register for 2 credits, but you ran out of time and you were only able to complete 1 credit of work, you will get a grade for 1 credit. This is clearly spelled out on your course syllabus, and you need to understand this because you're not going to get a grade for 2 credits. The other credit won't appear as a 0. You won't be able to get an incomplete. It will just not appear anywhere. So the impact of this, and the reason that we go over this, is because if you added credits in the BSTEC department to get to a full-time schedule, and if you don't complete all of your credits, you may finish with less than 12 credits. And also, just to emphasize that the last Friday of the quarter is the last day to turn in homework, no later than 10:50 a.m. This includes any homework that you submit online using Canvas. And that in order to get your homework graded for all classes except 108, 108 is the exception of this rule. There we go, 108. For all other classes except 108, you need to turn in a homework sheet or your homework will not be graded. And during finals week, we have special hours, so make sure you pay attention to what those hours are if you're planning to come in and turn in homework or take tests. Or actually, I shouldn't say that because we don't accept homework during finals week. If you are planning to come in and take quizzes or tests for your last credit, make sure you pay attention to what our special hours are. Okay, so I thank you for your time and for paying attention to this video. The next thing you need to do is complete the letter of understanding and answer the questions on it that shows that you watched this video and that you understand what the rules are. Bring the letter of understanding to a BSTEC advisor and they will go over your answers with you and make sure that everything is good, and then they will sign your add drop form that will allow you to add classes and credits after the quarter has started.